Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this stream of Europa Universalis IV. This is the beginner-friendly series, and this is absolutely the place to ask questions, find stuff out, discover things. So if you have any queries, if you want to know how something works in a bit more detail, then please absolutely do not be afraid to ask. Either myself or chat can help you out. So, what is going on is the first question of the day. We are Castile. We are making actually a pretty decent amount of money. Actually, a large portion of that from gold. How many gold mines do I have? I have La Mancha. Oh, do we have... We have a gold mine over here, which is also incredibly valuable because this is the striking gold location. That's a modifier you get for 100 years. That's ridiculous. 50% more local goods produced in a gold mine for 100 years. It's making me 12.6 ducats from one province. Comparing that to La Mancha, for example, which is making us 7.6. Oof. And we caught that, right? I'm pretty sure we did. No. It's a wait. No, yeah, it's a state. No, it's not. It's a territory. Well, how have they got no autonomy here? Yeah, it's a trade company, but I didn't realise the trade company's got you 0 autonomy. That's interesting. Right, so what else is going on? Who are our allies? I need a bit of a refresher because it's been a while since I played this. So our rivals are Aragon, Mamelukes and Morocco. Our enemies are Mamelukes, Morocco, England, Aragon and Mali. Yes. We are allied to France, Bavaria, Naples and Venice. We have got another Diplo slot, which I think we were actually considering giving to Austria, who are Protestant. No, hang on. That's the Hunter game. We are still good Catholics. And Austria is a heretic. Who's the Emperor? Is this the game where Bohemia is the Emperor? Yes. Oh, Bavaria's not Catholic either. Well, 3 of the 4 are. And I think I was mostly thinking of allying Austria just as a counterblock to Bohemia. But Bohemia looks like they've been slightly beaten up by the Commonwealth most recently. So I don't think that we necessarily even need to worry about Germany that much. And also, you know, I'm not in Germany, so who cares? We have you moving to another trade location. We're making a bunch of artillery, so I think that this is the process of rebuilding our armies following the war against the Mamelukes. We have, I believe, paid off all the loans. We have, that's good. So we're out of any issues from that particular conflict. We've got enough points where we could get one of these upgrades, but I keep forgetting you can get stability, and considering we're on 0 right now, I think that would be a good investment. We are ahead of time in admin. We are waiting for military techs to finish. So we could actually splash 129 admin to boost stability. And right now that's relatively cheap compared to what we can usually pay. So I think that's a good idea. This would also allow us to use another missionary to start converting Tulumbawang, which would take 1,111 years to do. Mostly because it's Sunni. Where is Tulumbawang? I think it's one of these, right? Gold Coast, Cape Coast, Benguela. Oh, no, it's Indonesia. I remember. It's one of these. There it is. Yeah, converting these guys is going to be a challenge, but I would like to try to do that before we turn them into a trade company. These are still being colonized. Banjar and Burrito already being done. So I think we're going to go ahead and start doing this. If we can get some modifiers, like, you know, more stability, that would help. Heard mention of Austria. What did they do this time? Lost the empire. They lost it to Bohemia because of a coalition war and have never regained it and have been kind of beaten up. And Austria, like, basically, this is a mirror world, because Austria is usually like the great German defender of Catholicism. Except this time they're the great German defender of Protestantism. Austria has basically become the new Prussia, because this is a world where Brandenburg got flattened. Yeah, this is the... No, Brandenburg have flipped Protestants. I think it was the Hunter game where they refused. So Brandenburg could have formed Prussia here if the Commonwealth wasn't so much of a behemoth. We also have a Russia. Denmark has eaten up Norway and is colonizing. We've got some colonial struggles going on against Portugal. And the most recent casualty of that is the fact that we are no longer allied to Portugal. And we have a lot of overlapping... once your subject's provinces modifiers, so I don't think that that is a situation which is going to be reconciled anytime soon. Meanwhile, armies are not training. Is that because we just provoked a war? We were just about to provoke a war? Nuevo Castillo, can't. Nuevo Granada, can't. El Dorado, can't. And then Hispaniola. Can't. Do we have a truce with Hispaniola? No. So we need to get a claim fabricated on them. And actually the province we want to be taking from them is Barney. So let's go ahead and start fabricating a claim on Barney, which is a spy network we need to do on Portugal. Now, if we have a claim, is that going to count for our colonial nation? I think so. So I haven't been able to watch everything. Is it just me, or don't you use ships to protect trade? As Portugal, I do it a lot. I don't know if it's efficient. Oh, I use it loads. I don't do it early game. That's the only thing. So up to Diplotech 9, I don't bother. I find that the really low-level ships are just not strong enough for barks. But as soon as you unlock caravels, then yeah, 100% it's worth it. And we have... Huzzah! Oh, this is a weird one. So if you watch the Lubeck game, I'm protecting trade lots. I'm doing a lot of protecting a trade. Here, I just haven't had the money to build a trade fleet yet. Because of various wars and various bad situations. But we are getting a decent naval force limit, so we should be. We absolutely should be. The next question would be where? I think protecting trade in Sevilla would make sense, so we could steal it from Portugal. You can transfer claims and colonial interactions. Well, there you go. Thank you. We can make states. No, these are not going to be stated. These are going to be converted. In fact, Calabar has already been converted. So Calabar at this point should be made a trade company, so that we can get some more trade influence there. Especially as it is a centre of trade, and I think what we might do is try and save up to 160 and then promote that to a level 2. And that's going to be allowing us to steal a lot of the money which is coming around the Cape and sending it into Sevilla, which we are currently doing. Marvellous. The spice trade. The discovery of the Indian trade routes has ushered in the age of spice trade. With new trade routes available, controlling the flow of spice like pepper and cinnamon has become more important than ever. Price of spice goes up by 50%, we gain 260 ducats and also a bunch of prestige. Furthermore, we have the East Indian trade route, which gives us another 5%. Trade efficiency, and England's having problems. Well, we're going to immediately invest that money to upgrade the central trade here, so we can actually make use of the spice income. And then we're going to upgrade this one, because this has already got a market. And we're just going to upgrade all 3 of these to level 2s. Then we are going to make sure that... Oh, I think we were... preparing for war against these guys? I mean, you lot can basically start drilling. Why do you have an extra 3 men? Where were they going to go? Or did we just bring the 3 back because we just finished getting a policy which gave us 50% less native uprising chance? We did. So we don't need to garrison colonies any longer, which is why we've combined our armies. So we've got a 16-5. I think we're going to make you into a 16-5 as well. We'll do that once we've invested in the trade. How's the rest of the world looking? Like this. Germany is still a mess. Hungary is still alive. Commonwealth is having an amazing game. The Ottomans are having an amazingly bad game. We have an incredibly strong Venice. Mamelukes are also basically becoming the new Ottomans. Russia has appeared. Denmark has taken Norway and has started colonizing. Scotland's still alive. England's having big problems. Sweden's around. We have a Holland who is actually a fairly unified Netherlands. 4 factions, basically. Friesland, Utrecht, Gelre, and the Netherlands. Although Gelre doesn't actually control Gelre, which is interesting. And then this is a non-Iberian wedding, Castile. So at some point we are going to need to go after Aragon. Although Aragon's currently fighting against Touggourt, Morocco, Tatouan and Tlemcen. So currently doing a bit of a crusade here into North Africa, I think. Are those the knights in Anatolia? Those are indeed the knights in Anatolia, yes. Huzzah! France is the new papal controller. Natives in Sumpit adopt the Bornean culture. Good stuff. We have 4 colonists. We have 1 on the way to Bengkulu. Right, we are trying to find spices out here, I think. Did we actually succeed anywhere? No, we didn't. So we need to keep on colonizing. It was one of the missions, right? Not sure. Poet! Thank you very much for the 20-month Twitch Prime resubscription. Keep making interesting streams, and I'll keep on subscribing and helping. Huzzah! And you are incredibly helpful, Poet. Thank you very, very much for all of the work you do in the background, particularly with the multiplayer stuff. Like, Poet is an integral component of the multiplayer games that we host here on the channel. He does a huge amount, kind of working as an administrator along with Marshall. So thank you very much for that, Poet. It's a huge burden off my shoulders. Like, one of the things I hate dealing with is drama in multiplayers. You've probably noticed this by now, and you deal with a lot of that instead of me now, so thank you. Gig Gao coming in with a 6-month resubscription. Thank you also very much, Gig Gao. Hello, Mordred and the Mordlings. How are you doing? He's also our CNN person doing the interviews. That is true. That is very true. Gala coming in with a 10-month resubscription. Thank you also very much for that resub there, Gala. Much appreciated it. And Sindrin sent some bits, and I totally missed it. Where is it? Why are the Spanish so good at football? Because nobody inspects the Spanish in position. Very good. Hey, Squire. So what on earth was the spice stuff for? Not a huge fan of multiplayer drama myself, but I tend to respond to it by trying to sort it out. So do I, but the problem that I have is there's always a million other things going on trying to take my attention, especially when I'm doing the commentary stuff. Like the games I'm involved in, I don't mind as much, as long as I'm like super busy trying to actually sort other stuff out in the game at the time. But yeah, the commentary stuff, I'm like, I really don't want this on stream. Like, really, really don't want this on stream. Did we actually start the +1 monthly Diplo power? We did, so we don't need to mess anything around with you. We already have the admin power, we already have the military power. Wow, we have completely sorted our government out. Who are you and what you've done with Mordred? In that case, I'm quite happy having these guys in place. We're only in the Age of Reformation, so absolutism still isn't a thing. Sweet. Was there a reason I wasn't doing agendas? Not here. Ah, yes, you're right. It was the agenda for this. Thank you very much, Faceless. We are trying to get an Indonesian charter that produces spice. When does that need to be completed by? 74, so we've got another 8 years. And that was the Indonesian charter, right? Yes. So we can't go to Moluccas, which basically means that everything that can be colonized, except for you, now has been. Which then means, basically, the only way to get spices is gonna be to take them. And Palembang has some. And is also a centre of trade, so Palembang would be a good one to expand into. Alright, next thing. We were going to build a trade thing in the Cape Coast, which will cost us 160. And then we're going to do the same in the Gold Coast, and that should give us a really good control over the Ivory Coast and should allow us to start really funneling money into the Sevilla node. High attrition. Oh, these are the... They're trying to circumnavigate, aren't they? Yeah, I don't think you're going to make it. You're getting as far as Hawaii, but no further. Cardinal across the border. Sometimes we have to have the chance to set something into motion without seeming to have done anything. One such chance has arrived recently when a cardinal living in Jativa admitted to an agent from Castile that he would consider moving across the border to Swensa and support us in the Courier for a price. While this may be tempting, there may be a greater price to pay if we take advantage of this. The Wrath of Aragon. I don't care about the Wrath of Aragon. Have your wrath on me, Aragon, although this is going to take a loan. But worth it for more cardinal power. Although, actually, hold on. No, we would definitely be taking a loan. Cultural unrest. Tulam Boang is going to have suppressed minority, which is an unrest increase, or more autonomy. I would much rather you had autonomy, to be honest, because I don't want to deal with sending soldiers all the way to Indonesia. And yeah, there we go. We're losing the ships. One left. We are getting really close to being able to actually succeed here. But that does mean that we basically need to discover what this is. It's going to take us too long to go across here. But now we have ports in Panama. We are a heck of a lot closer. Alright, time to build a couple more light ships. Did I not end up... Oh, I didn't end up taking a loan. Interesting. Not sure why, but okay. Workshops, churches being built. Right, that was the other thing we were doing, was starting to invest more heavily into the workshops and the temples to try and sort out our economy. Because it is still relatively weak. Huzzah! Aragon is now a great power. Oh, Aragon's expanded into North Africa. Interesting. Okay. Lack of demand for lacquerware. Belatung has long lived off the locally produced lacquerware, but lately they have been forced to sell their products at reduced prices. If this is due to the temporary whims of fashion or a more permanent change is hard to say, but it is clear that trade is suffering. This is most regrettable. Alright, you're drilling. You are not, because you don't have a leader. We do have a leader in South America. Do we have another leader slot? We do, so we could hire one. I think we shall. Or we could bring in the heir as a commander. However, the question there being, is the heir any good? Yes, you're not bad. 343. That's 10 points. It's above 9, which is my minimum. Not as good as the 12 that Delara has, or Smashed has, rather. Is Smashed already in the field? Oh, Smashed is already in the field, so technically we have 2 slots, because that slot thing is lying. So, yeah, let's go ahead and recruit another general. They are cheap. And then this is going to be, and I do believe I've been using my subscriber list. Let's go do that real quick. Dex Gaming X, thank you very much for the 4-month resubscription. Very much appreciate the ongoing support there as well. Thank you. Alright, where were we up to? Elzadraki. Wait, I seem to vaguely remember using Elzadraki. Maybe not. How are you that bad? That is the absolute minimum. Between 3 and 10 pips, and he actually got the 3. Wow. Well, that guy is definitely fired. There we go. There's a 9. Ooh, 9. 6 fire as well. Sweetness. Alright. You are so fired. And then you can start drilling. Meanwhile, Portugal. Fabrication still going on. The other thing we do want to do is go into another fight against these guys before Portugal gets involved. You're currently fighting against Tlaxcala, Aztecs and Teotihuacan. You also don't have any vassals. We have no diplomats, and I would like to have a diplomat available so we can start some shenanigans of our own. Plus we will at some point need to go after Sayak. Probably in the next 3 years. Trading in coffee. We have a +5 institution spread. Are we working on institutions right now? We are actually. So that would be useful. And in fact, I think that also probably means that we have a bunch of edicts in place. We do. Advancement efforts. Lots and lots and lots of them. In fact, in the north, these are not currently advancing, and they probably should be. Yes, absolutely they should. So let's switch you to advancement effort, and you... advancement effort. However, do I need to change some of these out? So, for example, the Toledo area has already got it. You do have centers of trade, I believe. Toledo is. Yes. So you can go back to trade power. Then Cordoba has almost finished. But Cordoba has a really important center of trade. So I am going to switch you to DevCost. No, not DevCost. Protect Trade. Right now. Granada, I think, is still converting. Yes, absolutely. I mean, Huelva and Gen haven't, I know that. But they have enough stuff that's adjacent, which already has it, so they should spread pretty quickly. Missionary. We can start getting Katapang. I would say go ahead. And that also gives us another colonist. Alright. Now, is there anything else in the Indonesian trade area that could be colonized? That island. Wait, are you in Coromandel? That looks very much like Coromandel. Interesting. Oh no, trade charter, sorry. Yes, you are in that one. I was thinking that. In which case you are still Coromandel. Have those always been Coromandel? Interesting way of siphoning a tiny bit of money away from India. Huh. Yeah, I really need to get some more light ships going. So I'm going to go ahead and build 3 more light ships. And this is going to require a loan, so I will go ahead and take a loan. I'll spend the rest of the loan proceeds on something else. So that'll be enough to continue exploring. We will also need to hire a new explorer. But there's, as it turns out, a fair amount that still needs to be done here. Alright, this colonist, where are we going to send you? I think probably back to the New World. That's all El Dorado. Nuevo Granada should be okay. Nuevo Castillo we can't do anything with because that'll piss off the Pope. And I did already say I wasn't going to go into North America. So I think probably Nuevo Granada could do with a bit of a hand. Oh, Holland's arrived. And took a centre of trade, unfortunately. In the Caribbean node. Bugger. Or maybe El Dorado. Let's see if we can do something to stitch these together a bit more. Let's go ahead and send a colonist here.